Bang, those fangs, Wolf Gang. It's your boy Retro, and as you can see, the gaming crib is in readmission. But today I'm going to be giving y'all some good content, aka WWE content. Not that kind of live content because, yeah, I don't want WWE or Paul to be coming for my ass. Triple H, please don't come for me. Stephanie, please don't come for me. Anyway, we're going to be looking at why people are laughing at Ronda Rousey's failure. Look, let me just say this. I was shocked that Ronda Rousey came to WWE in the first place. Like, out of all places, she'll come here. I'm like, okay, this would do something. This would probably do something. But then again, I still remember how she was in UFC. Cause man, let me just say, 2010 UFC to 2010, 2020, all-time best. 2010 to 2020, best UFC time of all time. But putting that aside, I gotta admit, I gotta give it to Rousey being up there for a minute. Well, like I said, for a minute. But yeah, as soon as she came to WWE, I just seemed like a bad aura, if y'all know what I mean. But I'ma just let the video explain. If y'all new to the channel, be sure to hit that like, subscribe, and y'all wild. Oh my god. Anyway, let's get into this.
17 million followers, but with only a couple thousand likes per post, it's safe to say Ronda Rousey has only a few active fans. Through hypocrisy, a massive ego, and undeniable delusion, Ronda Rousey has become one of the most unlikable athletes ever, recently wrecking her final career opportunity and sparking a mass exodus of social media followers. So why are people so happy
Hold on. How do you owe followers? How do you owe followers? Like, you're in the negatives.
See her fail? Well, arrogance, that's why.
What makes me so confident that I can win is I'm the greatest fighter in the world.
Now, in the beginning,
Out of anything, if I can say anything, if y'all watch Seven Deadly Sins or Seven Deadly Frames, if y'all want to call it, doesn't she remind me of Escanor? Just turn her into a man that's Escanor. Tell me I'm wrong. Well, without the muscles, but y'all know what I mean. Let's get back into it.
Ronda's arrogant statements were at least partially justified. She'd spent 4 years winning every fight available, although there was one massive issue. 9 out of her 12 fights were won using the exact same move, submission via armbar. Fans would therefore label Ronda a one-trick pony, because while being extremely skilled at armbars, she was seriously lacking in other MMA areas. As far back as 2012, people wrote, "Does anyone else think Ronda Rousey is greatly overrated? Her striking game is almost non-existent. Is she a good judoka? Absolutely. Is she a good mixed martial artist? Not at all."
And Ronda had a very limited approach. She didn't kick, and she wasn't necessarily the most skillful boxer. She didn't really have a tremendous amount of experience.
Her lack of striking ability has since been featured in compilations such as this one, while people were even commenting at her peak, "Anytime I need inspiration, I watch her hit a heavy bag or shadow box. If she can make it to the UFC with that sloppy garbage, then anything is possible." Despite her obvious weak spots, Ronda maintained her arrogance.
I know.
Y'all are crazy, bro. This is crazy, Sonny. If I didn't, I think I'm already subscribed to you. If I didn't, I'm going to subscribe to you because this is funny.
The level of my striking is at, and that's one of the advantages that I have is they don't really know.
Which even extended to her personal life.
I really wouldn't want to waste any time on a guy that is easily intimidated by me. I mean, there's more intimidating things in life than me, so if that stopped you already, then you're just saving my time.
Although there was no better example of arrogance than her 12th and final UFC win. Egotistical look on her face, as if she couldn't be beaten by anyone. Ronda refused to show even the smallest bit of humility, and as explained by one of the comments, this was probably the worst thing that could have happened to Rousey. This fight was her downfall as it made her far too confident in her bad striking, and she never felt the need to improve anything, which was especially—
And that's the problem right there. When it comes to fighting, you're always going to be a student. And even though I'm not the best fit for it, I mean, I can't even say anything at all. But it's saying, how do I say this? It's never too late to learn something new. Like, if someone tells you, if someone criticizes something, always take criticism and say, okay, if, let's say this person says one thing, and if it becomes consistent, more than one person, if it becomes more than 5 people saying the exact same thing, okay, something's wrong. Because that's all I can say about that, because if it comes to judo, strike force, or capoeira, which is Brazilian kickboxing.
Especially bad given her next opponent was Holly Holm, a 19.
And this is the one that just says, humble. Holly Humble. That's her name, bro. Holly humbled Rousey quick.
Time boxing world champion. In the lead up to their fight, Holly was humble and extremely kind.
As far as Ronda's performances, not just some of them have been impressive, all of them have been impressive. So, I mean, nobody can argue with that.
While Ronda was extremely rude, maintaining that nobody could ever beat her.
Beating Holly Holmes is definitely in my hands, and I'm gonna do it.
Ronda's arrogance was even worse in other interviews.
I'm great at this. I'm the best at this. I'm more prepared than she is for this, and I'm gonna win on Sunday. Everyone's gonna see.
Still refusing to show a single shroud of humility.
I'm better than every other girl in every area of MMA. MMA striking is different, and I think I'm the best at it.
When the day of their fight finally came, Holly refused, and while Ronda had just 4 weeks prior stated,
she can try and kick me in the head, but it's not gonna go like that. Not the way she wants.
This
Are you sure about that?
is exactly how the fight ended. Holly knocked Ronda out with a kick to the head, with Ronda's face from before and after the fight confirming she'd been completely humble. Well, just kidding. Ronda refused to accept that Holly was simply better.
I think that it's probably just hard for her to really maybe admit that. I was just the better fighter.
And instead began to make braggy excuses for why she lost the match.
It was my 3rd title fight in 9 months, and I don't think anyone's ever even attempted that before. And that's a lot. I think the one thing that was different, I just kind of felt tired.
Ronda then tried to make the audience feel bad for her.
What am I anymore if I'm not this? And I was literally sitting there and I'm nothing. I'm like, what do I do anymore? No one gives a shit about me anymore without this.
Although the comment.
Bro, okay, this is where you're losing me, bro. Whenever somebody hits a crocodile tears, bro, I'm not about it. If it ain't something sad, if something didn't like hit in the heart, like you tell me that gave you tears, come on now. Like, if someone's calling you a one-trick pony, actually look at your work. You literally do the exact same thing every single year. It's 9 out of freaking, 11, 12 fights? And it's the same damn thing? I would expect you to get like at least knockout, or even submission. I mean, you gave me armbar, that's submission. Like, come on now. Then I'll give you a little bit of leniency. But no, not about it. At this point, it's just sad.
Comment section wasn't having any of it. You know, Ronda's ego was so out of control and she thought herself unbeatable. She had no respect for anyone and trashed all of her opponents. She deserved to get knocked out and brought down to earth. In an article titled "Rooting for Ronda Rousey is Tough and It Has Nothing to Do with Her Loss," ESPN highlighted that Ronda had publicly smeared Floyd Mayweather for his history of domestic violence, yet she was dating another MMA fighter who had been accused of domestic violence himself.
Oh.
herself. To make matters worse, the article brought up Ronda's 2015 book, in which she talked extensively about assaulting her ex-boyfriend. She punched him in the face with a straight right, then a left hook. When he still wouldn't move, she slapped him again, then grabbed him by the neck of his hoodie, kneed him in the face, and tossed him aside on the kitchen floor. The incident ended, she said, at her car, when he tried to prevent her from driving away, and she pulled him by the neck of the hoodie again, dragged him out onto the sidewalk.
Hold on. What the? She details beating up an ex-boyfriend. She calls him Snappy McCreepers, who took... I don't condone to any of this, but Snappy McCreepers? Really?
Walk and left him writhing there. This might explain why Ronda also began to claim that she could beat the male heavyweight UFC champion, stating, "You cannot tell me that it's physically impossible. It is possible that in any given moment that I could beat him. I simply believe in my possibilities." UFC fighter Ian McCall politely responded, "She's dangerous, she's good. I get it, but it's just silly." Meanwhile, on Reddit, people dunked on Ronda mercilessly. "In any given moment, under the right circumstances, I think it is possible. Sure, but armbarring a man while he is sleeping is just a dick move. But hey, it's Ronda." A different user then shared this video showing that Ronda couldn't even keep up during a sparring session, and therefore added the comment, "With this video, anyone with the deduction skills of an 8-year-old would have to say a 250-pound cane would have as much trouble with Rousey as maybe a really angry toy poodle." Ironically, Ronda couldn't even win against those in her own division, which only became more obvious in her next fight after Holly Holm. 1 year after getting owned by Holly, her opponent, Amanda Nunes, who knocked...
Okay, y'all, let me just say this right now. Holly Holmes, humble, Amanda expelled her off of UFC, bro. Like, kicked her out, boots and all, bags and all, she said, "Get the fuck out of here, boy."
Ronda out after only 48 seconds. Ronda's face from before and after the fight was again extremely poetic, with the top comment stating Holly took her to school and Amanda straight up expelled her. Such a...
Kicked her out, boy. I'm telling you, bro, Amanda knew. I tell y'all, if Amanda Nunes is rocking the braids, run, bro. Run. You do not want that smoke.
An embarrassing loss for one of the most arrogant, ungracious fighters in MMA. Love to see it. In the lead up to the fight, the media had said about Ronda,
"If she doesn't win impressively, I think this is her last fight. If she loses, I don't think we ever see her again."
Which turned out to
Well, that Misha Tate,
be true, although Ronda still refused to admit that she wasn't the better fighter.
Do you think about the last couple fights? Do you think about the last fight against Amanda or Holly?
I think I'd just rather not talk about that right now.
Poor Ronda, she still can't get over those 2 losses in the UFC. You can clearly tell every time someone asks her questions about her return to MMA. She'd post a photo to her Instagram reading, "And so rock bottom became the solid foundation on which I rebuilt my life," which turned out to be accurate, as she'd soon find another chance at repairing her public image.
2016, I remember this. The Rock was doing WrestleMania. Then I see Ronda in the crowd and freaking Shayna Baszler. I'm like, okay, this should be interesting.
In January 2018, Ronda Rousey signed a full-time WWE contract.
But you're doing this full time now, right? This is your job?
Full time. They got me for a multi-year deal.
And after her debut match, she was surprisingly loved by the audience. The Washington Post wrote, "The match exceeded expectations, with fans firmly behind Rousey, even breaking out into yes chants at points," while comments on the debut video read, "Glad to see her smiling again. Reminds me of when she first started her MMA career. She was so genuine here. Hard to see why anyone could hate her. I'm actually excited to see her. I just hope Vince doesn't screw this up, although as..."
Yeah, I don't think we can say you know who anymore. I'll get to that later, but yeah, we're gonna have to get a whole new video on that. This is just one of them. B-Man one of these days.
As highlighted by a later comment reading, "It's impressive how she managed to turn both the MMA and wrestling fan bases against her. Her WWE likability wouldn't last long, because the show chose to pin Ronda against an even more beloved wrestler, Becky Lynch, and as a result, Ronda..."
And this is where I say things were getting interesting. Now, they had the perfect setup. It was Ronda versus Becky. But what did they do? They screw it up and add Charlotte Flair. No disrespect to Charlotte Flair. She's a good wrestler. She's the queen. No question. Queen opportunity. But why in the hell would you put her in this and make it a three-way? It was Raw versus SmackDown. It was the perfect choice. We never got to see these two clash face to face. It would have been so perfect. Two people that hate each other to the bone. It would have been so perfect. Why would you add Charlotte Flair? That's when I say 2018, they messed that up, and it's still to this day the most hate I ever seen in my life.
It was painted as the villain and booed by fans during every single match. As a part of their storyline, Becky was arrested, posting the mugshots to her Twitter where Ronda completely lost it. That's what I'm trying to do, dumbass. You hobbling around trying to be a ginger crutch ninja and taking fake prison photos in the hallway isn't helping. Becky responded with, "Keep that F word out of your mouth and concentrate on getting better at this business instead of trying to remain above it. Looking forward to seeing you real soon." Ronda then responded again stating, "F word? You mean fake? Fake like your nonsensical BS armbar that doesn't even work and just looks like you're holding the dick you wish you had."
Wow. Okay. Now I see why WWE be monitoring what freaking people say on Twitter. He called scripted, but don't say fake.
Before doubling down by writing, "I don't care what the script says. I'm beating the living shit out of you the next time I see you." But while the drama seemed to have been set up by the show, Ronda continued to bash the WWE on her YouTube channel.
"It's not an act. I'm not going out there and doing their fucking act anymore. I meant that I'm going to disrespect the sport that they all love so much. It's scripted, it's made up, it's not real."
Less than a month later, WWE took Ronda off the show, yet she only continued to bash them, writing, "Anyone who is outraged by me calling pro wrestling fake fights for fun has never been in a real fight. While you all are tiptoeing around bruising some pro wrestlers' huge soft egos, no one is thinking about all the real fighters you're insulting when pretending pro wrestling is somehow on the same level of realism." Ronda then appeared.
A man is paralyzed from the neck down. Neck down. Because he loved this sport. What is he talking about, Ronda? And this was in 2020. Early COVID. What, can I say COVID? Can I say COVID anymore? Early quarantine. Yeah.
Appeared on Steve-O's podcast again calling wrestling fake.
Having like fake fights for fun. I love choreography. I love acting. I love theater.
Before bravely bashing her fans.
Spending my time on energy on a bunch of fucking ungrateful fans that don't even appreciate me.
And claiming she'd never return to WWE again.
Don't appreciate you? They buy your merch, Ronda. There are people who are literally rocking the Rowdy shirts, and now I'm guessing they're burning them now. Thanks to you. That's supposed to be for Rowdy Piper. That's just disrespecting Rowdy Piper's name. You ain't no Rowdy Piper. You just Ronda Rousey. Ain't no Rowdy Ronda.
I'll never to be full-time again over 200 days a year like that ever again.
The irony was that 3 years later, Ronda did exactly that, albeit with the attitude that she was too good to even be there. Can't speak for anyone else, but for me, it really shone through that she wasn't enjoying herself, especially with the complaints about fan reactions. She never looked like she wanted to be there and acted like pro wrestling was beneath her. Whether true or not, it's how it came off. Hashtag Fire Ronda Rousey therefore began to trend on Twitter, with which became a reality only 4 months later.
You got Fire Ronda Rousey trending. You is... That's good. I love you, bro. No homo. No Diddy either. And thank God he's in jail. Man, there's so many videos I need to do. Let's get back into it. Let's finish this up.
She'd be booted from wrestling again. With almost zero career prospects, Ronda Rousey agreed to an extensive Raid Shadow Legends deal and has spent the last year writing another book, the release of which has made her a total laughingstock. Over the last month, she's promoted the book on various podcasts, leading to a Reddit post showing that 9 years later, Ronda Rousey is still making excuses for losing to Holly Holm.
My mouth guard was bad. I literally came into that fight concussed from slipping down some stairs already.
Okay, so we just added some new content to this, bro. She can't even remember what she do at any other freaking interview and still remembers that one. You can't stick to one story. Now you're just adding new shit. Bro, the lies, you're just digging yourself. You gotta dig a little deeper to bury your ego.
Years of concussions, and then I had absolutely terrible weight cut, which that means you have less fluid in your brain to protect it.
Ronda then made even more excuses on Steve-O's podcast.
I have no ACL. I tore my ACL falling down that stairs 2 weeks before that fight, the home fight.
Leading to some pretty funny comments such as, tore my ACL, had a concussion, bad weight cut, I had bubble guts, my car wouldn't start, my dog ate my homework, and I've had scoliosis since I was 3. So yeah, didn't really lose, did I? Ironically, Ronda also stated this.
I'm the greatest
fighter. And that last one. 7 deadly sins.
I've never been faster, never been stronger, never had a better grasp of the game. I've never been so much better than everybody else.
Yet when Steve-O kindly offered props to Logan Paul, Ronda...
Look, all I can say is when it comes to anybody out there, Logan as a human, he's an asshole. Let's be real, he's a dickhead. But I got to respect his wrestling. He is good at what he's doing, no question. Like, is this even a question? Like, come on now. Man, all I know is he's an asshole as a human, but he's a good-ass wrestler.
Rousey refused to accept it.
How about Logan Paul? Like him or dislike him, that dude is a performer.
Yeah. He's great on the mic. He does a great job on the mic. But I mean, I wish that I was allowed the time to rehearse that he gets, because it's not evenly spread. It's frustrating that everybody doesn't get that treatment.
Ronda
Bruh, you had the freaking women's championship. What you talking about?
is jealous that Logan is already a better wrestler than she ever was.
I think she might be unhappy with how her run in the WWE went, but I don't know anything really about that.
It seems Ronda Rousey has burned every bridge she could possibly burn, which when combined with her complete lack of fans, makes it highly likely her career is done and dusted.
Man, there's so many, god damn, the rapid downfall, Ronda Rousey delusional, Jesus Christ, entitled, man, they are on heads. Why Ronda Rousey sucks at being a WWE super, bro, y'all got no chill. But anyway, that's it for now. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. The game room will be back, I promise, so don't be skipping ahead for nothing like that. But without further ado, Retro is, woo!
Bitch, I'm not gon' feel like I walk on water. I'm talking your bitch, that he like my toilet. Walk with the Glock, I'm a fucker about. Boy, out with his heavy flex talking. I do what I want.